Hello, hello, my YouTube friends. So today I wanted to do a working session on a question I get asked all the time, which is, who are your favorite speakers? I'm constantly looking for great examples of body language and charisma and stage presence. And so in this video, I wanted to go over my 5 favorite speakers, possibly even the world's greatest speakers, as the video promised, and what makes them such great speakers. There are actually 3 different things I look for in a really great speaker. The first is their gestures. This is not just hand gestures, but also how they work the stage, their facial gestures. It's how they communicate their emotionality. We are really engaged by engaging speakers. The second thing I'm looking for is expressiveness. So can they take an idea or a concept, especially a highly technical one or a very smart one, and translate it or express it in a way that's exciting? Are they fun to watch? Are they easy to watch? Are you riveted to the screen or riveted to the stage? Very, very expressive speakers are able to captivate your emotions and captivate your attention. And the third one is personality. You know, anyone can learn from a textbook or kind of memorize a speech, but the really great speakers have a unique personality. They speak in a certain way, they have a kind of vocal personality, they have a way of approaching the stage, and you feel like you're talking to them personally or talking to them over coffee. So speakers who are able to deliver a really impactful message while still maintaining who they are really captivate the imagination. So here are my 5 favorite speakers and how they use all 3 of these: gestures, expressiveness, and personality in their speeches. The first incredible speaker is Tracee Ellis Ross. So Tracee Ellis Ross, she's an actress, she's a dynamic speaker, and clearly her acting experience has helped her be even more expressive and attention-grabbing and captivating on stage. So I pulled a recent speaking example from her so we can watch it together and see how she's able to be incredibly dynamic with her expressiveness, her personality, and her gestures.
I grew up planning a wedding. My dress was going to be corseted with multiple Victorian camisoles spilling off my shoulders, and I would change into a white, double-breasted suit with wide-leg trousers and a big cuff for the reception, and then I dreamed about being chosen by a powerful and sexy and kind man who had full lips and gave really good hugs, and having a little baby, yeah, I was specific, and having a little baby boy by the name of Lauren. But
So I just made a notice here how Tracee Ellis Ross is using lots of hand gestures. You can sense her personality. You feel like you're sitting across the table from her. She's very expressive, and you can't kind of look away from her story. Her story is very demonstrative of her personality and what she's thinking. So she uses these dynamic hand gestures. She's really personable, and she's very, very expressive with the point she wants to get across. The second amazing speaker here I want to feature is Scott Harrison. Now, I've had the pleasure of seeing Scott Harrison speak in person as well as on video. He's dynamic in both. You cannot take your eyes off of the stage when he's speaking. And I want to show you a quick video of how dynamic he is with his cause, Charity Water.
And thankfully, Mercy Ships was the last organization that hadn't turned me down. And the story goes that for the first time, they couldn't fill that position in about 25 years. So they had to go through the rejected applications. And I got a call riding my bike. I'll never forget where I was. And they said, we've looked at your bio, and we have not agreed to hire you. But we have agreed to meet you. And if you're willing to pay us $500 a month, we think maybe we can let you serve with us. All true, guys.
You'll notice that when Scott speaks, he has a completely different personality than Tracee Ellis Ross, and that's what makes these speakers so great, is that Scott has a very casual way of speaking. He is almost humble with his minimal gestures, but his gestures are powerful. He's very friendly, very personable, very likable. He laughs with the audience. He kind of makes fun of himself. And vulnerability is a really, really important aspect of both personality and expressiveness, because it helps us connect with the person. It helps us feel as they feel. And this story also really makes you put yourself in his shoes. The third amazing speaker, of course, the amazing Malala. I took a very quick excerpt from her Nobel Prize speech, and I wanted to take a look at it together.
I'm humbled that the Nobel Committee has selected me for this precious award. Thank you to everyone for your continued support and love. Thank you for the letters and cards that I still receive from all around the world. Your kind and encouraging words strengthens and inspires me.
As you can see in this video, Malala has a really beautiful vocal power. She speaks slow and purposeful, and she uses also very slow and purposeful hand gestures. So in this way, she's very congruent, right? She speaks clearly and slowly and powerfully, and she uses very precise and specific hand gestures. And that matches for us, right? We feel that her message is completely congruent, and we like watching her. We love that really harmonious relationship. So she has this beautiful, powerful, confident power when she speaks. Fourth amazing speaker, I had to pick someone young and inspiring. Of course, the kid president, real name Robby Novak. I'm sure you've seen some of Kid President's amazing videos. He is so expressive and so fun that I think any and every adult could learn from his youthfulness. Because when a speaker has really that young sense of positivity, no matter what age they are, no matter what their topic, that breeds a kind of excitement. It breeds a kind of passion. So let's look at one of Kid President's most expressive moments and see what we can learn from Robby Novak.
The world needs to stop being boring. Yeah, boring is easy. Everybody can be boring, but you're gooder than that. Life is not a game, people. Life isn't a cereal either. Well, it is a cereal. And if life is a game, aren't we on the same team? I mean, really, right? I'm on your team, be on my team. This is life, people. You got air coming through your nose. You got heartbeat. That means it's time to do something.
Oh, I could watch so many of Robby's videos. The reason why he's so great is because he's extremely expressive with every part of him. So he's very expressive in his eyebrows. He's really expressive with his mouth. He rolls his eyes. You know, he pumps on his chest. He's really playful with the camera, with us as a viewer. And so my encouragement is sometimes as adults, we get overly formal with our speaking, right? We have a speech memorized. We feel like we have to deliver it with lots of power. But that little bit of playfulness actually is really captivating. It can help us be expressive and attention grabbing in a good, authentic way. So see if you can be a little playful. See if you can use your eyebrows, your mouth, your eye rolls, your hand gestures to gesture more. It's not just about hand gestures. It's also about every part of your body. The fifth and final of my favorite speakers, of course, the amazing, the incredible Brene Brown. I could not make this list without adding Brene Brown to my world's greatest speaker list. So let's look at a quick video of Brene speaking and why I love her so much.
So I'll start with this. A couple of years ago, an event planner called me because I was going to do a speaking event. And she called and she said, I'm really struggling with how to write about you on the little flyer. And I thought, well, what's the struggle? And she said, well, I saw you speak, and I'm going to call you a researcher, I think, but I'm afraid if I call you a researcher, no one will come because they'll think you're boring and irrelevant. And I was like, okay. And she said, but the thing I liked about your talk is, you're a storyteller, so I think what I'll do is just call you a storyteller. And of course, the academic, insecure part of me was like, you're going to call me a what? And she said, I'm going to call you a storyteller. And I was like, oh, why not Magic Pixie?
What I absolutely love about Brene Brown is she kind of takes everything from the previous four speakers and puts them together. There's vulnerability there, of course. She shares an embarrassing story. She's very casual yet personable, right? She launches right into a story. It's like you're sitting across the coffee table from her, and she's sharing this thing that happened to her last week. She's able to laugh at herself. She's expressive. She uses hand gestures as well as lots of smiling and really likable nonverbal. So I want us to learn from these 5 speakers, just as an example, and I'd love to hear yours in the comments, that the more gestures we can have with our hand gestures, with our face, with our body, the more we captivate people's attention. The more expressive we are, the more people are riveted to watching us. And we should add in our personality, not be overly formal or too cold on stage, even though we feel like we have to be stiff to be taken seriously. It's actually that personality that truly makes us engaged. So I'd love to know who your favorite speakers are in the comments. And I hope you like these working sessions. I love analyzing these kinds of videos for you. Let me know if you have any ideas for other work sessions in the comments, and I'll see you in our next video.